We've been saying it has been 11 years since the deadliest terrorist attack this country has ever seen, and today thousands of people who were killed on 9/11 will be remembered all across the country and right here in New Mexico.
In fact, part of a beam that once made up part of the World Trade Center in New York is here in Albuquerque. News 13's David Romero is live at the Sacred Heart Catholic Church. Good morning, David.
Well, Elizabeth, it may look like any other church on the outside, but it's what's inside that will bring the community together tonight in a special mass to be celebrated here.
11 years ago, they stood as part of the World Trade Center towers. Today, they are the foundation of a bell tower in an Albuquerque church.
It means that we have a special privilege and particular opportunity to continue to pray for peace, freedom, the liberty that we need individually. So we keep that in mind whenever we celebrate, that we have that need for personal freedom.
Every year on the September 11th anniversary, a special mass is held at Sacred Heart to remember the victims lost that day and the people still fighting for freedom.
We recognize that we are one aspect of the memorial, of the remembrance, but we recognize that it's been branching out to different areas in our community and nationwide, perhaps worldwide. We know that there are so many other military personnel that are remembering wherever they may be stationed, so we keep them in mind as well.
And of course, that mass will be celebrated here tonight at Sacred Heart Church. This is on the corner of 4th and Stover in downtown Albuquerque. That mass begins at 6 o'clock tonight. Now, of course, we have a 9/11 anniversary page set up on our website, and you can find a timeline of events, photos, and much more. And if you want to check that out, it's at krqe.com. Elizabeth, back to you.
David, thank you. The Mass in Albuquerque is not the only event happening in New Mexico. Albuquerque Fire and Police Departments, plus the governor, will hold a ceremony at Station Number 2. Fire crews will also take part in the annual stair climb. That will be at the Bank of America. And we, of course, will have much more on these events coming up in the next half hour.
And ceremonies in New York, Virginia, and Pennsylvania will remember the 11th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks today. They start at the Pentagon, where there will be a ceremony with the U.S. flag unfurled over the side of a building at sunrise. President Obama will attend a wreath-laying ceremony there later this morning. In New York, each of the names of the victims of the Twin Tower attacks will be read aloud by their families. And in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where United Flight 93 went down, 40 luminarias lit the wall where the names of the 40 victims are etched in stone. Well, happening right now, escaped and on the run this morning, police in Los Lunas are looking for a man who just walked out of his cell at the police station there yesterday morning. Investigators were talking with this man, Zachary Green, who they believe was responsible for 2 holdups at 2 Los Lunas Walgreens, where he walked in with a gun and demanded prescription drugs. They say they put him in a holding cell. Then the man just opened it and walked out the back door of the police station. And they say Mr. Green could do that because the cell's lock was broken.
We're hoping that the public will be able to give us information as to his whereabouts. That's how he was first sought after as a suspect, was through a tip.
Police had locked down an elementary school across the street from the station for a bit, but canceled it when they saw that Green was already out of the area.
New this morning, Albuquerque police are investigating a crash involving a city bus. It happened last night near Central in Louisiana around 9 o'clock. Police say no one was injured and there were not that many people on the bus. The other car had to be towed away, though. No word on who was at fault or if anyone will be cited. We now know the man accused in a double murder in Albuquerque is set to go on trial. The trial for Ronald Santiago will be in May of next year. Prosecutors say he killed John and Bernadette Olemacher in their Paradise Hills home back in 2005. Investigators say a bullet shell found in Santiago's gym bag matches shells found where the couple was killed. The state Supreme Court recently ruled that shells can be used in court.
Well, the DEA could be moving into your neighborhood soon thanks to your cell phone. The Drug Enforcement Agency is setting up a new tip line here in New Mexico and all across the country, hoping people text in tips about drugs and drug dealers in their neighborhoods.
Agent will actually respond to them within 24 hours via text message, 100% anonymous.
All right, now if you want to text the DEA, just use your cell phone and type in tip 411 and the keyword drugs. You might have heard that HewlettPackard's laying off even more workers than it said it would earlier this year, and this morning we still don't know what kind of an effect it'll have on the company's service center in Rio Rancho. Back in May, HP said it was cutting 27,000 jobs all in the next 2 years, including about 50 in Rio Rancho. HP now says it'll cut even 2,000 more jobs. HP has been struggling because more people are buying smartphones and tablets and less computers.